Alright, people, so I'm here with your WrestleMania 32 preview predictions video, whatever you want to call it. I usually just say predictions, but it's kind of a preview slash predictions. But anyway, looking through this WrestleMania card, there's a lot of shit on this show. A lot of shit that I would expect to see on just a regular episode of Raw. I mean, these matches are like bullshit, and I will explain as I get to them. Our first match here is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and they just released an updated list of the participants in this match. Let me read them for you. We got Social Outcasts, Big Show, Kane, Goldust, R-Truth, Mark Henry, Jack Swagger, Darren Young, Fandango, The Ascension, Tyler Breeze, Damian Sandow. Pretty much all those people aren't even on Raw half the time. So what the fuck's the point of doing a fucking match like that? How am I supposed to predict that shit? Like I said, all these guys are fucking hardly on Raw. You know, do they even have, I don't even think they have 20 people in the fucking match yet. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 people. It's probably going to be some outsider, because I cannot envision somebody winning a match. If I have to pick out of winning this match, if I have to pick out of these people, I'll pick Goldust, because they've been doing this shit with Goldust and R-Truth, and they've been fucking around with those two people. So I'll go with R-Truth, but total bullshit to have, you know, all these fucking jobbers. You know, at least when we go back 2 years ago, you had Cesaro, a guy who actually was somewhat relevant winning it. Now it's just filled with jobbers. Okay, so next match. So not looking forward to that match, and I think it's gonna be pretty shitty. Next match here, we got the Usos versus the Dudley Boys. Again, another match that I would expect to see on Raw. I mean, the Usos are garbage. I've been a big ranter on the Usos in my time here on YouTube, and I'm not a big fan of the Dudley Boys. It's just not the right time for them. They're old. They're getting older, and they're in the PG era, so they're not going to be that successful. I want to, you know, now they're doing this whole thing, well, we can't use tables. Like, why the fuck would you make a gimmick where you can't use tables when that's been their staple forever? You know, I would have loved to see this match. This match would have been 10 times better had it been a tables match or an Extreme Rules match. But no, it's just a regular fucking tag team match. What a fucking disappointment. I think the Usos are going to win here because they're the baby faces. I think it's going to be, you know, a pretty boring fucking match here. You know, it's, you know, just like I said, a match you'd expect to see at 9:30 on Raw. And then, you know, by fucking 3 minutes into it, I'm fucking falling asleep. It's not going to be that good. I don't think. Speaking of not that good, we have the total divas: Brie Bella, Paige, Natty, Fox, Eva Marie. You know, it fucking makes me want to puke there. Versus Team Bad and Blonde, Naomi, Tamina. Oh yeah, Tamina makes me want to puke too, looking like a man. But it's besides the point. Naomi, Tamina, Lana, Emma, and Summer Rae in a 10 diva tag match. And they always, you know, when they put a lot of people in a tag match, they always brag about how big it is. Oh, it's a 10-man tag match, 16-man, 24-man, and they act like just because there's a lot of people in it, it's this great fucking thing. No, just because you have a ton of fucking people in doesn't mean it's good. I think it's kind of pointless to have these big fucking tag matches because then the people hardly get in. You know, you'll have one person in there for 2 minutes. You know, but you know, sometimes it gets kind of crazy, so it's good. But you know, most tag team matches in WWE are pretty shitty. And I think this will be too. This will probably be on before one of the big matches, and it'll just be a fucking segment for people to go and take a shit or order a pizza or do whatever they gotta do. And it'll probably suck, you know. Who's gonna win? I'll go with the baby faces are gonna win. That just makes sense for the baby faces to win. Then we have Kalisto versus Ryback for the U.S. title. Just another blah match that you would expect to see. This would be one of the worst matches. This would be in the lower third of the matches on Raw when you're talking about excitement level. I mean, they're trying to pass this off as a WrestleMania match. Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? Kalisto versus Ryback? Ugh, it just pisses me the fuck off. So I think this will be a pretty boring match as well. I mean, Ryback's not that skilled in the ring. You know, Kalisto has some in-ring ability, but I just don't see this match being that good. I mean, it's basically two jobbers in there, so, you know, who gives a fucking shit about this match? And I think, you know, I think Ryback's gonna win here because Kalisto has had the belt for a decent amount of time. I guess they've turned Ryback heel, so I think maybe they'll do something with him. But it doesn't even really matter who wins because whatever. It's a meaningless fucking match that deserves to be on fucking SmackDown. Not even on Raw, on fucking SmackDown. Probably not even SmackDown, on fucking Superstars. Fuck that, it doesn't even deserve to be on fucking Superstars. It shouldn't even be on TV. This isn't worth my time. But yet they're trying to pass it off as a WrestleMania match. So yeah. So yeah, Ryback will win. I think it'll be a bad match. Then we have Triple H versus Roman Reigns for the WWE title. You know, at least I gotta say this. At least going back to last year when they had the tug of war thing with the title at the end of Raw, at least they didn't do that. At least they did a little bit better. It was still pretty shitty, the build there at the last Raw for this match. It wasn't that good, but at least they didn't do the tug of war shit. I meant to say that in my Raw review, but I forgot. But anyway, I think Roman Reigns is gonna win here. You know, we don't have a Seth Rollins to save us this time. You know, there's no Money in the Bank that's going to cash in. I don't see any other way that Roman. You know, they've been building up Roman Reigns so much. I mean, they've been giving him everything. You know, just all this TV time, all this main event spots. He's even had the title for some time, and I think this is going to be like the ultimate moment where Vince McMahon, you know, has this huge fucking orgasm and just gives Reigns the belt, and you know, fucking just gets all excited about a guy who nobody likes getting the title belt. I mean, I don't want to rant on him for too long here because I've done it so much, but it's just ridiculous how this guy is in the main event of Mania. And he's wrestling Triple H. What a waste of a main event. I mean, did they get the matches from last year when he hardly made it to the ring? Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna. I think that's why they're having Reigns enter through the fucking not entering through the crowd anymore. Just because of what happened last year at Mania when he almost died. You know, he had to have like 15 people escort him to the ring. I mean, fucking pathetic. You know, this guy's supposed to be the babyface, but he's being attacked as he makes his way down the ring. I mean, how lame. And on top of that, he's getting his ass booed. And I predict here, Triple H is going to get a loud fucking cheer, and Reigns is going to get a loud fucking boo. You know, even if I was at WrestleMania, I'm not a huge fan of Triple H. I don't really like him. But I would be cheering him because he's fucking Triple H. And I would rather have him as champion than Reigns. And I want to make another prediction here too. I predict that either Cena or Rollins will come back the night after WrestleMania, or both. One of two or both will come back the night after WrestleMania. That's another prediction you can put in your fucking mind right there, people. But yeah, if I was at WrestleMania, I would be fucking cheering Triple H, and I would be booing the hell out of Roman Reigns. But I think Reigns will win, and I think the match will actually be pretty good. I think they'll, you know, pull out some, you know, make it entertaining a little bit. I don't think it'll be great. I think it'll be kind of good, but it's the main event, so it's got to be somewhat good. I mean, it's not going to be shitty, I don't think. I think it's going to be good. They got to make it good. It's fucking WrestleMania, for crying out loud. But then again, it's WWE, so you never know. Then we get Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker. I think this is going to be a fucking great match. I mean, there's stipulations on the line. It's fucking Hell in a Cell. How much better can you get than this? The only problem I have with this feud, really, it's a minor problem, is it kind of doesn't make sense that Undertaker is fighting for Vince McMahon, but still, this is going to be probably the best match of Mania, I think. I mean, it's Hell in a Cell. Two people who actually know what they're doing in the ring. Shane McMahon is not afraid to put his body on the line, as we saw on Raw, and as we've seen throughout his whole career. I mean, he's fucking gone through fucking glass, fucking glass. I don't even know what the fuck, versus Kurt Angle there. So it's going to be a good match, a great match, I think. So I'm looking forward to this match a lot. I think Undertaker's going to win. I see a lot of people saying, oh, Shane's going to win. You know, because of the stipulation because of the stipulation Vince put on last week or 2 weeks ago, I forget when. If Undertaker loses, this is going to be his last WrestleMania. That's why Undertaker is going to lose now. You know, it's solidified. Undertaker is going to lose now. I actually disagree. I think he's going to win. Because I think he still has more than... I think he's going to fucking wrestle until he can no longer wrestle anymore. And he's fucking... It surprised me. He wrestled at Hell in a Cell. He wrestled at SummerSlam. So I think he's still got a few more matches, a few more WrestleManias in the tank. At least. He's looking pretty good, actually, for a 52-year-old or however old he is. And I just don't see Undertaker losing to Shane McMahon. I just don't see it happening. Because, I mean, Shane McMahon, he fucking just came back. He's been gone for a while. I just don't see Undertaker losing to Shane McMahon. I mean, he doesn't really have, you know, he's not Brock Lesnar. I'll put it that way. You know, like, when Brock beat a Taker, it was like, okay, Brock Lesnar's been here. He's beat people. He looks like a beast. But Shane, I mean, he hasn't been here. So, I mean, it's... it would be weird for this guy to just come back, you know, after like fucking 6 years of being gone and just beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. I don't think it's gonna. I think Undertaker's gonna win it, and I think it's gonna be a great match. Then we have Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. I think Brock's gonna win here, but I think it's gonna be a really good match. The only problem I have kind of is I think Brock Lesnar could have been in a more high-profile match. I mean, this is all right, but. I don't know. It just doesn't really seem that important. I think it's going to be a really good match. I think there's going to be good spots, good extreme moments. I'm happy it's a no holds barred match, and I mean it's okay. You know, they could have done worse. They could have done better with Brock, but I mean I'll take it. You know, but it just pisses me off. You know, you got like somebody like Roman Reigns in a title match in the main event. Then you got Brock Lesnar like facing Dean Ambrose. It's like, it doesn't make sense, but I guess we'll see what happens with this match and moving forward what happens with Brock, but I'm not totally, I'm neutral kind of, you know, it's okay. I'm not going to complain yet over what they're doing with Brock Lesnar. Just seems like he hasn't won that much, you know, he hasn't done anything, you know, since he had this little title run there, and you know, it's like like after he beat Undertaker, it's like he hasn't really done anything. Like, oh, he's gonna beat Dean Ambrose. It's like, okay, you beat Dean Ambrose, who isn't like that high up on the card. He should beat Dean Ambrose. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a really good match. I think there's gonna be, like I said, a lot of hardcore, extreme moments that are gonna make it good. Then we have Charlotte versus Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, triple threat match. I actually think this is going to be a pretty good match. I mean, you have three girls in there who actually know how to wrestle. We've seen that in NXT. They have wrestling ability. And they should give this match, you know, a good amount of time since it is WrestleMania. So I think they're going to produce a good match. Who's going to win? I think Sasha Banks is going to win because Charlotte's held the belt for a while. And the crowd seems to be liking Sasha, and they seem to be a little bit more behind Sasha, you know, with the "We Want Sasha" chants than Becky. So I'm going to take Sasha in here. I think it's going to be a pretty good match. It's just like the storyline aspect. I think that, like, the wrestling is going to be good. It's just the storyline aspect of the Divas division sucks. Then we have the New Day versus the League of Nations 3-on-4 handicap match. I think the League of Nations are going to win here. You know, it's 4-on-3. The New Day have held the belts for a long time, and I hope they don't win, but I think the League of Nations are going to win. And I think this is going to be another good match. But it's kind of doesn't seem that important. Kind of a match you would expect to see on Raw again. So, you know, it's not a match I'm looking that forward to. Maybe a little bit, I guess. Because, I mean, there are a lot of people in there, so it might get crazy at the end there or something. But I'm pretty worried about the New Day losing the belts. I hope they keep them. Because they should not drop them to a shitty team like the League of Nations. The League of Jobbers. Then we have Kevin Owens versus Zayn, Ziggler, Ryder, Sin Cara, Miz, and Stardust for the IC belt. I think Kevin Owens is going to retain here. You know, they're kind of stacking the deck against him, making it seem like he's got an impossible feat to win the belt. But I think they're going to surprise us and make Owens win the belt here. And I think it's going to be a fucking really good match. It's a ladder match, a lot of people involved, kind of like Money in the Bank. So I think it's going to be really good, really entertaining, a lot of good spots here. And you got a lot of people with talent in there, like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler. Even the other guys like Ryder, Sin Cara, Miz, Stardust, they're not awful. They actually have some talent. So then we have AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. I think this is going to be another good match. I mean, again, they're at WrestleMania. They're probably going to get a lot of time. These are two people who know what they're doing in the ring. I think they're just going to put on a good match here. So, I think AJ Styles is going to win since he is a younger guy. Jericho is, Jericho's old, but Styles is old too. But he's, the new guy here in WWE. He is younger than Jericho, so I think Styles will win here. But so there you go, people. There's your WrestleMania 32 review. I think we might get like a good show, like in the sense that there's going to be some good wrestling, but it's just, these matches are just matches you would expect to see on Raw. They're not, it almost feels like a fucking, a lot of these matches, makes it feel like just a regular pay-per-view or even a regular episode of Raw. Yeah, there's a few, matches that you wouldn't see on like a fucking, I'm trying to think of a random pay-per-view. You wouldn't see fucking, some of these bigger matches on like a Fastlane pay-per-view or a, Battleground pay-per-view. You wouldn't see Triple H versus Reigns or some of these more, especially you wouldn't see Undertaker versus Shane. But then you look at some of these other matches like the Usos versus the Dudleys and Ryback versus Sin Cara, and you're like, what the fuck? That's not a WrestleMania match. That's a fucking SmackDown match. That's a fucking SmackDown Dark Show match. In the fucking after fucking 10 p.m. SmackDown match there, where, when they put on the match just for the crowd. So WrestleMania 32. Oh, and I gotta do a video on The Rock too. The Rock, they haven't done anything with The Rock. They haven't hinted at what the fuck he's going to do. So, The Rock, too, I got to look forward to that, too. I forgot about The Rock. They haven't even talked about The Rock. What the fuck? Is he still going to be there? Well, whatever. But, there you go, people. I think this is going to be a decent, good show because there's going to be some good wrestling on here. You're going to have The Rock. But at the same time, they've really fucked up the build to WrestleMania, and a lot of these storylines are storylines that shouldn't be involved in WrestleMania, and a lot of these matches are matches that don't deserve to be on WrestleMania. So there you go, people. There's your WrestleMania 32 predictions.